I've got my little helper here today, so here he is. So I'm going to read out a few of the things that people came back to me with. Oops, Cedric's tail. We've all done it. We've all used being busy or... Cedric's now trying to get out the front door. Our second love lesson of today. Cedric's having a poo. This is not actually a Christmas video, I'm just filming it at Christmas. But I am going to talk about love in 2020. I've got my little helper here today, Cedric. I don't know if you can even see him, but I'll just grab him just in case you can see him so I don't have to edit him out. So here he is. This is Cedric. He is my cat. Well, it's actually one of my cats. I've got two. Where are you going now? What are you doing? This is Cedric. Hopefully he won't stick around for the whole video, but today's video is about, it's really distracting, isn't it, having a cat at the front of your shop. So anyway, today I am going to talk about the lessons that we've learned about love in 2020. I wanted to do this video because I feel like December's a bit of a weird month and we sometimes go into quite a reflective space in December. I've noticed with matchmaking that December is a bit of a dead month for dating, and I've also noticed a lot of people complaining to me about how the apps are a little bit awkward at the moment and that people just aren't really there to get involved with anything serious. So I thought, what better time to sit back, relax and have a little think about what we've actually learnt about love and dating in 2020. And then I thought, what better time to ask you guys about your love and dating in 2020? What lessons have you learned as single people or as people in general? So I asked my Instagram followers and I asked my LinkedIn followers as well, what have you learned about love and dating in 2020? And I think I have either 6 or 7 points that I'm going to make today. So I'm going to read out a few of the things that people came back to me with. Oops, Cedric's tail. And I'm also going to just like add in my own little point of view on top of what those people have said. So without further ado, let's get to it. I'm going to get my phone out for this one because I can't remember what you've said off the top of my head. So first one is, I guess I've learned that love can find you even in the darkest places. I absolutely love this because it's definitely true. I think sometimes we think, oh, it's not the right time or we're not in the right headspace to find love. And sometimes there are obviously better times. 2020 is probably not the best time for love and dating. However, it's important to remember that some people will have found love in 2020. I actually end this video on a really lovely high note. So no matter what situation you're in, have a little think about if there's anyone else out there who's in a similar situation to you who has managed to find love. So definitely be mindful of using your circumstance as a little bit of an excuse. We've all done it. We've all used being busy or... Cedric's now trying to get out the front door. Honestly, it's definitely harder in 2020 to make YouTube videos when you live in a 1-bedroom flat and you've got 2 cats who are just basically insane. But we're going to carry on with this video and hopefully Cedric will not get too involved with everything in the background. So if you hear any weird noises, it is probably just my cat. Our second love lesson of today. Cedric's having a poo. Just gonna wait for Cedric to do his poo and then we'll carry on with this. Honestly. I'm supposed to be like a serious professional person and I'm sat here with a Christmas inspired top whilst my cat takes a poo in the background. It's just not ideal, is it? Come on Cedric, you can do it. I think he's finished. Stay true to the ones that mean the most in life. I also think that we should expand on that and think about staying true to ourselves. So we should mean a lot to ourselves and we should stay true and be honest to ourselves. So we want to be honest and kind to those around us, but also be honest and kind to ourselves. So we all have that voice inside of our head that tells us that maybe we're not pretty enough or handsome enough or tall enough or thin enough or good enough to find love. That voice in your head is your inner critic. Your inner critic lies to you, and so you have to be careful. Sometimes the inner critic is helpful, sometimes the inner critic is not helpful. So if your inner critic is telling you that you are not worthy of love, it's highly likely that you are being lied to. So moving forward into 2021, banish your inner critic from speaking nonsense to you. Just take a moment, have a little think, like, am I just self-sabotaging here? Is that actually true? If not, tell your inner critic to just zip it a little bit. call yourself out. So the third love lesson is one that I absolutely adore, and we should all be doing this. Take people at their word and observe how they do or do not show up for you. So her love lesson is that you need to observe what someone's doing and see how they're showing up for you. So this is probably something that will come clear over time and isn't something that can be rushed. But I take it one step further. Take action to remove yourself from people who do not serve you, from people who do not show up for you in the way that you would like. If someone's being dishonest to you, if someone's actions and words do not align, honestly, 2021 is the year for you to move away from those people and move towards people who show up for you in a consistent way over time. Someone who is consistent, secure, reliable. The fourth love lesson is that who we choose tells us a lot about us. Want to get better results? Work on yourself. Yes, love it. I just love that these people are people that are actually following me. And I know it's not probably nothing to do with me, but I love that people have all these healthy expectations around love and are taking accountability. Because I feel like whilst we don't want to blame ourselves for being single, taking accountability is taking back power. If we can say, you know what, I was involved in that relationship, I chose to believe that person, in future, what can I do moving forward to change that outcome? That's empowering, no? Whereas if you just go, oh, these bad things happened to me and there are really bad people out there, all men are evil, this is really bad, we're just getting sucked into blaming other people and not taking full credit for where we're at in life. I realised a while ago, and it's so stupid because it's like so obvious, but I, for a long time, just thought that all men were evil apart from my dad and my brother, which makes no sense. But I realised that actually I was the common denominator in my singleness. I was the reason why I was single. I was choosing those people. I was choosing to tolerate less than adequate behaviour from the opposite sex. And I didn't really look at my own behaviour. And then one day I was like, oh, you know, I'm not really sure that I'm acting in a way that would like attract someone awesome into my life. So I changed my behaviour. I started to behave in a way that would attract the type of man that I was looking for. So sometimes we do have to have a look at ourselves to attract what we're looking for. We have to go, you know, I have not been maybe the best, or I have allowed people to treat me in a particular way all of this time. I think this is like such a powerful thing to learn about love and dating. And the moment you learn that and go, you know, I can do things to change myself. Like, you can't change other people, you can only change you. The second that you realise that and really take it on board and really take accountability for your singleness, that is when you will move forward into a healthy relationship, because you're ready then. So I think it's absolutely awesome that this person's had that moment as well. I think it's one of the most powerful realizations that you can have when it comes to moving forward and making a change in your life. So the next couple of points are a little bit more negative. I've got one on my computer here. You can't really see my computer, but it's there. And then I'm just going to talk through, I think, something that this guy said. He was saying that he's learned in 2020 that women are over-filtering the photographs and being really dishonest, and I don't want to go on dates with people like this. And then he said something else that was really negative, and I was like, is there anything positive that you've learned? And he was like, well, there are more people online than there ever have been. He's like, but it's just a shame that they're all using filters. So I guess the love lesson here is don't use filters on your photographs. And yeah, I understand why people do it, and I understand why women do it more than men. We are under more pressure, I would say, than men to look a certain way, and always have been. I'm not saying there's no pressure on men, I do think it's increasing, but for sure, the reason why women are doing it is because they feel that they need to do it. And yet, there is a feeling of, what else has that person lied about if you do turn up looking nothing like your photograph? So I would say have really great photos, but calm down the filtering and the editing on those photos. If someone looks overly smooth or a little bit like an alien, then they probably have over edited their photographs. But try to be kind, I think, to people that have done that, because flipping heck, like, we've all done it a little bit, haven't we? Let's be honest. The next one was a bit negative as well. This guy was feeling like coronavirus really got in the way of his love life and of his dating, and he was feeling really negative. However, it's interesting because the more negative you are, the less likely you are to get into a relationship, and we can get into this vicious cycle. So for sure, it has been a lot harder because the year has been like, it's not been great. It's not been great for me as a coach. Like, imagine trying to get people to date each other when they can't even like actually date each other face to face. Like, I have been having to battle with, you know, the genuine issue of coronavirus, for sure. But we've got a really positive story to end on. So he said, hi Abby, some tips for 2020 dating. I'm changing this a little bit because it makes more sense in how I say it. So he said, hi Abby, I have some tips for 2020 dating. Having been through a divorce at the end of 2019, and then my ex-wife dying and me having to become a single parent, I found love 4 months ago by continuing my journey to value myself better, but also to trust and give things a chance. Early days in the scheme of things, but believe, discover, and stick to your values. Goodness attracts like. And it just reiterates the fact that someone out there will be making lemonade out of their lemons, for sure. So what can you do in 2021 to better and further your love life? It's not going to be as bad as 2020, I'm sure it's not. So what are you going to do in 2021? I'm going to do a video at the start of January about New Year's resolutions. Let me know if you have any in mind already. Also, I'd love it if you could comment in the comments box any love lessons that you've learned in 2020. I don't mind if they're negative or positive. I've just realised I've done this whole video without my ring light, so the lighting in this video is probably going to be shocking. I'm not redoing it. God, do you know, this is what happens when you haven't slept enough and your cat's acting like a maniac. But anyway, I hope you have an absolutely gorgeous Christmas, and if not, I hope that 2021 is a better year for you. Thank you. Bye-bye.